Warren Fiscal Court, Friday, November 20th, 2020. It's now called to order. I want to welcome everyone. It looks like everyone's on here. Unfortunately, it looks like we may be meeting virtually for the next couple of weeks or maybe through the end of the year. But I'd like to welcome particularly Esquire Ron Cummings, who's going to offer prayer this morning. I'd like to ask everyone to immediately after that, he will lead us in the pledge and stand for the pledge. Esquire Cummings.
Thank you, Judge. Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we thank you for today, Lord. We thank you for the county we live in, Lord. We are honored and humbled by the fact that we are leaders in this county. And Lord, just look after us today and the decisions that we make here through this fiscal court meeting. May we always consider all the citizens of Warren County and do what's pleasing to them and also what's pleasing to you. Lord, as we have our time of great uncertainty in our country with COVID-19 and the implications and the sickness that has become from this pandemic, Lord, we just ask for a healing and pray for your healing hand to lay upon our entire country and most particularly here in Warren County, Lord, to see us through this pandemic. Lord, as we go about the business of the county today, this morning, Lord, we ask you to just guide us in decisions, and may you always look after us, and Lord, and may we always have all the citizens of Warren County at mind when we make decisions that we're making today. Lord, I come to you and I humbly ask you for your forgiveness personally, Lord, and just may we continue just to do what honors you and glorifies you in all that we do. Lord, I ask all these things in the most precious heavenly name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Y'all stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Ms. Hale, will you please call the roll?
He's muted.
You're going to have to unmute yourself, Ms. Hale. Brenda?
Esquire Payne. Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Okay.
I don't know where Payne and McWhorter are.
I think Payne answered. McWhorter, I think, still muted.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
your camera's off.
My
Can
camera.
you hear me?
Hold on.
It's
It's on.
I'm not sure.
Can you
why.
hear me?
Is my camera off?
There you are.
I can see you now, Judge.
Are we good? Okay. All right. Thank you, Squire Young. Can you see me now?
No,
You still can't.
no, it went back to the way it was. It's just a black screen when you speak.
Well, it's probably a blessing to most people, but we need it to work during this fiscal court meeting.
I see you.
I see you.
Well,
I see on mine.
I see everybody else, Ron, Rex, when they speak, Tom, all of them, but when you speak, the screen goes black. Mine does.
You guys in the room,
Like right now.
can you get me to show up or not?
You're up. You're on.
I'm on now?
You're working on getting a backup in case you,
I'm on.
Hey, Mark, you might change the way your screen, how you're looking at it. Go up the top right corner. You might be able to look at how people are showing up in the group versus
It's how,
individually.
yeah. Yeah, you're
Well,
on.
I'm getting everybody else. When you speak, you pop up. Everybody else pops up. When the judge speaks, goes black.
Mark, you need to hang in there and continue to blame everyone else for the technology problems. Don't listen to the majority.
And you showed up too. I wish you were like Judge.
All right.
Hey, Mark, I think
Yes, sir.
the reason it's happening is your setting is so that the person speaking will pop up, but the judge, you're hearing the judge through the generic Warren Fiscal Court one, and so his picture is not going to pop up because he's not speaking through his iPad. He's speaking through the courtroom microphone. So when you see black, is you just see the black screen that's Warren County Fiscal Court, and there's no picture to it. So you'd have to change your view to grid view and see everyone, or gallery view, and that way you will still see Mike's picture. And he is listed iPad number.
Swipe right on your phone.
Yeah, I've got it. I just now turned it on.
Okay.
I see a bunch of people, but I don't see the judge.
That's strange.
And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it.
I
It's,
understand, but I do need to be seen there we go.
no. See, I don't see him now. I can hear him talking, but I don't see him.
Switch here, I can see me now.
Even with the gallery.
The sad part is I see him twice now.
Oh, Lord.
Just in case they need it back.
Okay. All right, well, everybody can see me except Mark, so maybe
That's our problem.
maybe that's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark. Anyway, I apologize for the technical difficulties here, and I hope that everyone can see and hear everyone as they speak. I hope everyone who's listening at home or elsewhere. And but I wanted to speak just a minute before we proceed with the meeting. I wanted to make sure. Whoops. Apparently, I've switched. Got it now? Thank you. As you all may have noted, we've had a marked increase in COVID, not only in the number of people who've been tested positive, but in the number of deaths and the number of people hospitalized here in Warren County. In all the hospitals, they're approaching their capacity, not quite as much in regard to their ability to expand into different wings, and rooms, but in their healthcare workers. Their healthcare workers are, some of them are having to quarantine, and therefore we have a problem. So the governor has initiated some things that maybe a great many of us don't approve of, but certainly we're looking at stronger enforcement of the things that are really important to us. Mask wearing in public places and in stores and
just pop back in.
okay, and this is not because we want to enforce anything. We want people to just be respectful to other people and make sure that they are cognizant of the fact that their actions affect others. You absolutely have the right to do whatever you want to with yourself, but when what you do with yourself may affect a multitude of other people in the general public, it becomes a public problem. So we're asking everyone to please recognize that your actions affect everyone else, and that we ask you to comply with the governor's orders, the CDC guidelines, and be conscious of the fact that you may feel like you've got the right to go without a mask or go up and shake people's hands and do things that are pleasing to you, but at the same time, if you infect someone else unknowingly, you may end up killing someone. So I liken this to drinking and driving. You know, you may have the right to drink, you certainly have the right to drive, but you don't have a right to do both. You don't have a right to endanger other people's lives. So please be conscious of those things as you go about your daily lives. One of the things that we're doing, we're not closing the courthouse right now. The cold weather is difficult on asking everyone to stand outside the windows like we did earlier in the spring and summer. But we are restricting the number of people who come into the courthouse to any department at a time. So, and we have a tent, a rather long tent where people can line up. But if you line up and wish to wait to get in to see the clerk or the sheriff or the PVA or my office, then please be prepared to line up and social distance. We have areas marked out there as a 6-foot distance. Please keep your distance from others while you're standing in line to access the services inside the Warren County Courthouse. We are going to continue to try to take care of the public as long as we don't have additional people on our staff to become sick, in which case, and that's one of the reasons we're so protective of this, if we have additional people become sick on our staff here in the courthouse, then we will have to close those departments altogether for a couple of weeks. We want to avoid that as much as possible, as much as you do. So please understand the longer waits possibly, and everyone who works here is anxious to take care of your needs as quickly as we can. So will the clerk, let's see here. We've called the roll. The next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of November 4th, 2020, and a special call meeting of Monday, November 9th, 2020.
Motion to approve.
Motion to
Cummings.
approve by Squire Cummings. Second.
Second, Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. No additions or corrections. Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
McWhorter.
Unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 5 is to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department.
So move McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second by Squire Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. No other discussion or questions, please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next item is to approve personnel changes for Warren County. Have a motion to approve.
Motion, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young, second by
Second by Cummings.
Squire Cummings. Let me, before we vote, I want to bring to everyone's attention, one of the people that's requested to be hired is my grandson, Miles Buchanan. That would be the last one on the list here. I'm bringing this up because of our ethics code, because we need to do it this way. Miles has been working for Adam Carmen for the past several months as a co-op volunteer, not paid by the county. And at this time, Adam Carmen and Chris Comer have requested that he come on the payroll as a part-time worker for 20 to 25 hours per week. And
He was interviewed by a committee.
He was
as
interviewed.
required.
he was interviewed by the committee as required and got a unanimous support for Mr. Comer to hire him. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because that is important that we note that. And the reason for this, and as all of you all know, as we do have people who work for the county who are related to other people in the county, and that's almost impossible to avoid. But no one has ever worked for the county that falls under my family tree, and then that's part of we have to go about that sort of thing in a deliberate way to make sure that it's handled above board. Our nepotism is a problem in many counties. It's never been a problem here, and we don't intend to make it a problem. Just want to make sure that you all, I think all of you all were aware, but I needed to make sure that it was entered for the record. So have any questions or discussion? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 7 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 2053, rezoning property located on Moorhead Road from agriculture to single-family residential, containing approximately 48.3248 acres presently owned by Mary Louise Smith Family Limited Partnership Number 1 with Southside Development LLC as the applicant. This is the item that we met in public hearing earlier this morning. It was the Planning Commission's vote was upheld. The applicant or the notice of opposition was denied. And is there anything else I need to comment on the record?
Motion by Squire Young.
Okay. Squire Young, motion to approve, second by
Squire Lawrence.
Squire Lawrence. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion about this? There being none, Ms. Hale, would you please call the roll?
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 8 is to approve the first reading of ordinance 2057, rezoning property located at 6548 Nashville Road from agriculture to single-family residential and general business, containing approximately 10.1102 acres and presently owned by 7 Plus LLC.
Motion to approve by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings to approve.
Second, Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 9 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2058, rezoning property located at 240 Rich Bond Road from agriculture to general business, containing approximately 1.9237 acres and presently owned by Wesley and Janice Walker and Kelly McCoy with Rich Bond Grove LLC as the applicant.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire
Second.
Lawrence to approve, second by Squire
McWhorter.
McWhorter. No further questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 10 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2059, rezoning property located at 0 and 710 Mormon Lane and 0 Northridge Drive from agriculture residential estate, heavy industrial, and single-family residential to single-family residential containing approximately 92.2 acres presently owned by Kenway Contracting and J. Allen Builders, Inc. We have a motion to approve.
So moved. Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young,
Second, Gorman.
second by Squire Gorman. Any discussion or questions?
Yes, I have some questions or discussion here, please.
All right, Squire McWhorter.
This is really becoming a populated area out there. There's probably 600 homes in Northridge and growing. And it concerns me about this development. I know we need housing, and we'll just have to continue to maybe develop the infrastructure out there on Mormon Lane.
Okay, any other comments? Questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
No, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, motion passes. The next item is to make part of the record a certificate of liability insurance for Clean Harbors Environmental Services, Inc. If there are no objections to that, it's hereby ordered to be entered into the record. Item number 12 is to approve the fiscal court meetings for 2021.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings. Second.
Second. Order.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Further discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Item number 13 is to approve the viewer's report to close Penner Road. Have a motion to approve.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings to approve. Second.
Second,
Second
Gorman.
by Squire Lawrence.
Second by Squire Gorman, I think. Yes. All right. Any other questions or discussion?
What road was that, please?
Penner, P-E-N-N-E-R. Any questions or discussion about this? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 14 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2060, establishing Sir Wilburn Way located in Harvest Landing subdivision as a county road and authorizing maintenance thereon and setting speed limit thereon.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second, McWhorter.
second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, Treasurer's Office.
okay. Item number 15 is to approve determination in the amount of $8,960 to Stuart Ritchie Construction for paving the addition at Browning Volunteer Fire Department.
So move, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second?
Second.
Second by
Second by
Squire,
Young.
Squire Young. Further discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Pardon?
All right.
No, if we added.
Next item is to approve budget transfers for Warren County.
I make the new one, but I can't now.
Ms. Hale?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I was just wanting to remind you that you were unmuted.
Oh,
Well, you
I'm
were talking
sorry.
on the phone. Sorry. Okay. Approved budget transfers for Warren County. Do we have a motion?
So move, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second.
Second,
Gorman.
Squire Lawrence.
Second, Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to approve the exonerated refund for consolidated electrical distributors in the amount of $1,264.49 for the Warren County Sheriff's Office.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence. Second?
Squire Payne.
Second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Anyone? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 18 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2061 relating to the closing of Pinner Road located within Warren County, Kentucky. We have a motion,
Squire Payne.
motion by Squire
Second by
Payne,
Squire Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, motion approved. Next item is to approve the purchase of a 2015 Honda Odyssey EX van for the Drug Task Force in the amount of $13,975 to Gary Force. There were 3 quotes obtained. This is the lowest and best, and this is paid for from forfeited funds and forfeited vehicle sales at no cost to the general fund of Warren County.
McWhorter approves.
Motion by Squire
Second by
McWhorter,
Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 20 is to approve order number 2025, reappointing Alan Stonix, James Spinks, David Graham, and Heather Wade to the Warren County Code Enforcement Board. Motion to approve?
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Second by Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 21 is to approve reimbursement from general fund of $2,704.25 to the Kentucky State Treasurer for the remainder of the 2019 Kentucky Pride Fund. All the dump sites identified were cleaned, and these are the state funds that were remaining from the grant.
So moved, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second, Squire Young.
second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Item number 22 is to approve expenditures of up to $5,000 with the Park City Daily News for litter prevention advertising campaign through December. This is no cost to Warren County, is 100% from the litter abatement grant funds.
So moved, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young,
Second by Cummings.
second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
and Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 23 is to approve expenditures of up to $5,000 each with WNKY-TV and WBKO-TV for litter prevention advertising campaigns through December. Again, this is 100% paid for through the litter abatement grant funds from the state.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence,
Second, Gorman.
second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
and Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item number 24 is to approve expenditures for up to $5,000 for social media services related to litter prevention advertising campaign through December. This is no cost to Warren County, 100% paid for through litter abatement grant funds.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second, McWhorter.
second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
and Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 25 is to approve order number 2026, surplusing office equipment for the Drug Task Force to be sold at auction, I assume, right, Mr. Loving?
Yes, sir. I unmuted just so I might throw in a little free advertising, but
All right,
we will be selling that at Soki Market. We cleaned out our closets and some cameras and printers and whatnot that we're not using, along with, we'll have, I believe, a total of about 16 cars down there. We've already got ours moved in, and it will be at Soki Market outside. We are asking everyone to wear a mask even in that environment, and we do have with your help, Judge, we were able to get Soki Market, and we'll be able to space the cars out at a much greater distance than using it up here in front of the courthouse. And I do want to just thank two other people. Lynette's working with us, worked a little overtime today to get all the title transfers done after the sale at 4 p.m. And James and his crew got down there and cleaned up the market and had it all combed off and reserved for us. So I want to thank him also in this. But we hope to have a good turnout at Again, 4 PM, Soki Market, and I'll be quiet now.
Thank you, Mr. Loving. Okay, do we have a motion to approve?
So move, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second?
Second by,
Second by Squire Lawrence. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is number 26 is to approve a determination in the amount of $7,040.88 to Robert Raybold, Inc. for a PathGuard disinfecting system for Griffin Park. This is COVID-related funds, single source provider.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings. Second?
Second, Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Item number 27 is to approve change order in the amount of $13,569 to Sunbelt Construction for the Kiwanis Maintenance Building Project at Moore Park. The change orders include a better slope for the soapbox track, and the bottom finish line at Soapbox Derby track, and help the air circulation during hot summer months in the maintenance building at the park. Do we have any motion to approve? Motion to approve by
Motion by
Again.
Squire Payne, second by
Squire Cummings.
Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions about this? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 28 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $3,301.78 to Wright Equipment for repairs to the front end of the John Deere Gator at Griffin Park.
So move, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young.
Second
Second,
by Squire Payne.
second by Squire Payne. Questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 29 is to approve order 2027 surplusing property at the Plano Volunteer Fire Department.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings. Second.
McWhorter.
Squire
Second by
Lawrence.
Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 30 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $1,888.89 to Young Mechanical for generator repairs for emergency management. This is command post for COVID-19 testing site. We have a motion.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second.
Second by Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Number 31, is that where we are? Ms. Hale?
Yes, sir.
Okay, to approve a contract reduction, a contract change order reduction in the amount of $2,660 to Scotty's Contracting and Stone LLC for the roundabout at Small House Road and Elrod Road.
So move.
Motion by Squire McWhorter.
Second, Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions?
Good job, Josh.
Thanks, sir.
Great
We
job.
just want to say this is primarily a bookkeeping exercise. I'm sure you're aware, just trying to clean up all the paperwork for Scotty's and ourselves. That project is essentially done. There's a few cleanup efforts I'd like to make, but I wanted to give you all a little update is that project has come under budget by about $15,000. So I was real happy. I want to thank Scotty's for all their work on it, but we were able to save some funds in some areas and apply them in others. But overall, it was a very smooth project, and I think overall it is working very well. We do need to do a little work on the shoulders, and we're planning on doing some of that very soon. So just want to give you all an update.
Okay, thank you so much, Josh. Great job. Okay. Ms. Hale?
Yes, sir. Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 32 is to approve the determination in the amount of $35,770 to Scotty's Contracting and Stone LLC for repair and resurfacing of Hadley, Browning 2, and Woodburn 2 volunteer fire departments parking lots using existing asphalt contract pricing.
So move, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young,
Second, Squire Lawrence.
second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking of paving, I wanted to just bring to your all's attention that we got your all's authority to approve the contract with the state at the last meeting for the discretionary funds from Secretary Gray and Governor Beshear. And I sent it back in immediately after the meeting. We signed it and sent it back in, and ordinarily it takes 2, 3, 4 weeks sometimes to get a counter signature and returned. We actually got it back through email the very next morning, and that sets an all-time record for state MOAs. But I just wanted to let you know we're already beginning the process on those discretionary
So
roads.
are we ready to blacktop, it sounds like?
We are, if we can get it done between, Josh, do you have any comments on that as far as the timeline?
Yeah, there are probably, I think, other than the roads that were listed in that discretionary fund request, there's maybe 1 or 2 others that Scotty's was trying to wrap up for us. We're pushing them as hard as we can, weather dependent. You know, the asphalt plant doesn't typically shut down very long here, and it will stay open as long as they can. But you try not to do much resurfacing when the temperatures start dropping below 45, 35 degrees. So we're just working with them, and they will be aware that they have the green light on all these, and I'll try to update you on a schedule once I know for sure when it's coming. So.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. All righty. Now we're at 33.
Yes, sir.
We approve emergency determination in the amount of $3,239.50 to Young's Electric Heating and Cooling for replacement of the water pump and a generator at the Warren County Regional Jail. Any questions?
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings. Second?
Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion approved. Next item is 34. Approve determination in the amount of $17,250 to Alan Mansfield for adding metal railing, caging to the upper tiers of the housing units A, B, and D. 3 quotes were solicited, only 2 received. This is the lowest and best quote, and this is A, B, and D at the regional jail.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second.
Order.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 35 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2062, amending the budget of Warren County.
So move, Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or question? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
and Esquire Gorman.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Item number 36 is to accept the only bid submitted for trash pickup. This is roadside trash pickup from Affordable Lawn Care and Power Washing LLC. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence. Second?
Second by Cummings.
Second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Josh, do you or Stan, either one have anything to add to this, or is it just?
Well, I guess it ties in a little bit with some of the other agenda items. You know, as you guys have been made aware by some citizens, we do have a litter problem and roadside trash issue, and particularly in some localized areas. And without the release of our Class D inmates to help with this, we're kind of fighting an uphill battle. And what we thought we would do is we're going to work on a kind of a concentrated media campaign for litter, and as well as we thought we could get some private contractors to come in and do the litter pickup for us. Unfortunately, we did not have as much response as we were hoping for, but the contractor that was responsive has previously worked doing this type of pickup before. And what we plan to do is start on the hot spots and then just run out as much of the litter funds as we can to let this company pick up as often and as much as they can between now and the end of the year. We'll reapply for litter funds again, and we'll have new litter funds next year. And we may rebid this after the first of the year, just to keep that contract-based pickup happening until we get an update on the Class D program.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. No other comments? We have a motion and a second. Ms. Hale,
We did. Yes, sir.
please call.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
and Squire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we need to pay the bills. Will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General fund, $5,330,124. Road fund, $62,083. Jail fund, $392,168. Stormwater fund, $17,648. And E911 fund, $14,041. Yeah, to answer any questions.
Okay.
Make a motion, we pay the claims as submitted.
Motion by Squire Young to pay claims as submitted, second by
McWhorter.
McWhorter. Any further discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence,
Yes, ma'am.
Squire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Treasurer reported all this. One thing we haven't, and we need to report, but we don't have our arms around it really well yet, but FEMA in their normal form here has advised us that they're changing their policy a little bit on what they're reimbursing. When they say a little bit, that means totally. And they're going to disallow some of our funds that we were told earlier qualify. And we're going to try to quantify that a little more detail. But I know that the treasurer has a rough grasp on what it's going to cost us. But at this point, I can't give you the exact amount. Unless you have it, I was looking at your comments that I guess it was Stephen had submitted. I can't tell what this really means to us. Can you at this point, Greg, tell me what this is going to cost us
yeah,
that we weren't anticipating?
I don't know the exact number yet. We just found this out, in the past week. So we're still kind of trying to decipher exactly what's going to be disallowed and what's going to be reimbursed. So I'll have a more accurate number probably within the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay, I just want to make you all aware of it. It is aggravating, but it's not uncommon for FEMA to change their minds in any process, right, Ronnie? You probably don't want to be quoted as saying that, but anyway, I can't. Anyway, it's aggravating, and I don't plan on this being the end of it, but I just want to make sure that you all were aware. We're going to have some difficulty collecting what they really are supposed to pay us. Okay. Sheriff Hightower, do you have anything you'd like to share with us this morning?
I'm good, thank you, Judge.
All righty. I understand you're doing well with
Yes.
collections, and your department's doing well, staying for the most part pretty safe, particularly in the courthouse.
We're at 87% collections right now as of today, and we'll probably get a large majority of the rest in before the end of the year.
Great job. We appreciate it very much. Ms. Yates, are you on today? I think Ms. Yates, her office has been particularly busy since part of the office was shut down for a couple of weeks due to an employee that had contracted the virus. and it was part of our office, the motor vehicle side of the office. So they're busy doing a lot of catch-up, and that's one of the reasons we're trying very hard to keep the office moving and ongoing, and we're going to limit the number of people inside the courthouse at one time, but we provided a sheltered area for people to line up. We want them to line up by distancing at least 6 feet between the people in front of you and in back of you. And we ask that while you're in line with our other citizens, that you keep your mask on while you're in line, and obviously as you come into the courthouse until you leave and go on back about your business in your homes or offices. Okay, Jailer Harmon, are you on?
No, sir, he's out. He's in a meeting out of the office.
Oh, okay, all righty. Mr. Comer, you have anything for us, sir?
Thanks, Judge. We're going to be following the KHSAA order and governor's order in regards to youth sports. So we're meeting with our basketball league presidents this afternoon, and we'll be suspending the program through December the 13th with possible extension through January 4th of 2021. So we'll be sending some updates out and posting those up on the county website later this afternoon in regards to those modifications and changes.
Yeah, I know you're disappointed to have to make those modifications, but I know you understand why, and you're doing a great job following the guidelines and keeping people safe in our Parks and Recreation programming. Thank you. Mr. Moore, you have anything else?
No, sir, thank you.
Mr. Young, is Mr. Young on here? Mr. Pearson.
Thank you, Judge. You made everybody aware of the changes and encourage everybody to be safe.
Bring it back.
Social distance and use your mask.
This is absolutely imperative that everyone pays attention to this, because I think everyone's become complacent in recent weeks and overly casual about their contacts with others, and that has led to a real surge throughout the nation, not just here, but it's something that we want to avoid and we want to get control of as quickly as possible.'t you for your constant daily work on this, Ronnie. Mr. Brandstetter, are you on? Their office is really busy as well. Mr. Appling.
Do you want to take it to the courtroom, just let him sign? He's sitting in the courtroom. He won't care. No.
Yes, sir. We're still doing curbside service up here, and it seems to be working well, and everybody seems to be working fine with us. The contractors are all being very, very good about it, so we seems to be working fine.
All right. Well, thank you.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Bob. Stay safe. Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Judge. We just keep continuing to be really busy, which is a good thing. But we are closed to the public right now, but all of our services, we don't expect any disruption of services or meeting schedules. We're going to continue those in the virtual format as you all are. So everything's going good, but we are closed to the public till December 13th, and we'll see what happens at that point.
Thank you, Ben. Okay, Mr. Lackey's not on here, right? I didn't see him. Okay. Mr. Markram?
Thank you, Judge. Special thanks to all my staff for all the due diligence they're doing on the sanitizing and so forth of areas we're in. They put forth a lot of effort, and I really appreciate what they do.
Thank you. And they do put forth a lot of effort and really have helped to keep everyone safe throughout the community, in the Justice Center, Warren County Courthouse, and all of our public buildings. We appreciate the hard work and commitment. Is Chief Hamilton on here, Chief Duckett, any of the fire chiefs on here? Okay. Okay. Squire Payne, do you have anything you'd like to share or tell anyone?
Yep, just want to remind everybody to stay safe and wear your mask. And if you feel like you need to get me something for my birthday, just put it on your porch and I'll come by and get it.
All right. All right. Well, happy birthday, Tony.
Thank you.
Squire Young?
Thank you, Judge. Just, be safe, everybody. Times are difficult. We need to do our part.
Thank you. Squire Cummings?
Thank you, Judge. I would echo what's been said so far about everybody being safe. But I also want to, make a statement that I feel like sometimes it's not government's role to get involved with what's essential and what's not essential. But I encourage those who can go out and support our local businesses. Today's the last day you can go in dining. So I would encourage everybody to try to patronize those places, or while they're shut down, to try to do anything they can to help local folks, because they're the ones that will contribute the most to Warren County. They're the ones sponsoring ball teams, and they're the ones that make the lifeblood of Warren County. So I'm disappointed to some degree, but I also understand the reasoning for some of these orders. I just hope they survive and can help make it through this tough times. And lastly, I want to just really thank and just say how blessed we are to have such wonderful people working for Warren County. Our leaders, our department heads we're just blessed, and we just don't understand how good people we really have here. So I want to thank them personally for everything they do. And again, like everybody else has said, just be smart, be safe, and enjoy your family and your holiday this week.
Thank you, Squire Cummings. Okay, Squire McWhorter.
Yes, just wish Tony Payne a happy birthday, a big one, I understand, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Thank you, Rex. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Okay, Squire Lawrence, how are you?
Yeah, Judge, I just want to wish Tony a happy birthday too, and every one of you guys and everybody out here in Warren County a happy Thanksgiving. We might not be able to spend it with as many people as we'd like to, but we're still in everybody's heart, and everybody's in your heart. So just count that as your blessings. And I'm also very thankful to have every one of you guys and everybody in Warren County to work with. It's a great team. I don't know how we could do much better, and I'm really proud of it. And you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving yourselves. Please be safe.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate you. Squire Gorman.
Judge, just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I think having an attitude of gratitude, even in tough times, is something that we can all do, and find the positive in everything we're doing. We have had those opportunities. The positive is, only 5% of Tony's high school classmates thought he'd still be here, so that's a good thing. Happy birthday, Tony. You've proved them all wrong. And also, I want to thank the Parks Department. Also, I want to thank Amy Milliken, who got this mask for me.
God.
And I am kidding. She didn't, but I would encourage everyone to wear a mask. Stay safe this weekend. But this is the mask I'll be wearing to purchase the Camaro that they are auctioning off today at Tommy's. I like to call it Tommy's drug sale. I don't even know what it's called, but that's what I've told everyone. It's just a drug sale, no drugs, but a whole lot of proceeds. 4 o'clock today. Make sure you go out there. Maybe you can find some good products there.
Yeah.
And I'll wear this the rest of the day, Judge. Thank you.
All right. It's a real improvement there. Squire Gorman.
Christmas at the Gorman House early. I'm telling you, we're already celebrating.
Oh, I saw that Christmas tree. Every corner of the house is decorated. Merry Christmas.
He's retired.
Merry Christmas. I know we've been on a long time. I'm going to share a quick story because you'll appreciate it. I do have a 5-year-old granddaughter, Gracie, who asked for a bow and arrow for Christmas.
Oh,
And we said, okay, that sounds good. I said, what do you want to do with it? And she said, I want to shoot a reindeer. And we said, well, Gracie, reindeer's what brings Santa's sleigh and drives that and brings him presents. She said, oh, I know. I'm going to shoot him after he brings the presents. So I don't know where this is going, but that's...
it's good planning. Good planning.
Always thinking about herself. Thank you, Judge.
All righty. Thank you. Okay. Ms. Milliken.
Happy birthday to Tony. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Everyone certainly stay safe and shop small. Not only do the restaurants need our business in takeout, carry out, pick up, but also all of our small businesses really need us right now, and we need to remember that and remember them. So, and the Chamber is having a bingo, shop small bingo event starting November 28th through, I think, December 10th, maybe. I'll have to look, but I'll announce more about that next meeting.
Okay. All righty. Thank you. Mr. Burrell?
Thank you, Judge.
Deputy Judge Smith? Ms. Hale?
Happy birthday, Tony, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tony. Tony, I know that you remember just a few short years ago, I was by far the youngest person on this fiscal court, and fiscal court's turned over a little bit over the last few years, and now I'm right in the middle, with you now being the oldest member of the fiscal court. But I want to make sure that this will make me feel and look a little older than everyone else, because this is a picture of, well, if I can get it lined up here, this is a picture of my new great-grandson. I'm about to get it. Here we go. There he is, handsome devil. This is Zoe's little boy. His name is Grayson Thomas Eblin. And I know it's hard to believe. I know you can't believe it, Tony, but this is my first great-grandson. Very proud of him. Can't wait to actually meet him in person. I have to go get a COVID test right after this. They won't let me actually see him in person until after I'm cleared. Have talked with him a number of times on FaceTime, and that's been fun, but I look forward to seeing him in person the next few days. Let's see here. We have our next fiscal court meeting Friday, December the 4th. On Friday, December the 4th, we anticipate some changes in our planning commission voting process. That is, you'll get a copy of the ordinance as soon as it's completed. I believe it's close to completed, but you've all talked about it, I'm sure, and heard about it. But the city of Bowling Green are the ones who originally initiated this, but it's trying to balance the representation on the planning commission votes based on their financial contributions and the number of people that each representative represents. Each one of those board members represent a number of the population of Warren County. but they'll also, some of them have a more weighted vote than others, maybe representing 200 people and another one representing 135,000 people. So we're looking at this coming up at the next meeting, and I'll try to get information to you as soon as it's available on the details, but I know that you're all aware of this, and I just wanted to make sure that you knew that it was going to be coming up at the next meeting. So, is there any other business to be brought before this body? Is there any other announcements? Once again, I want to remind everyone in the public that today at 4 o'clock, Friday, November 20th, at the Skokie Marketplace Pavilion, which is at 636 Center Street, there will be 16 vehicles, approximately 16 vehicles auctioned off by the Drug Task Force, along with some equipment, office equipment and so forth. Is there any other, if there's no other business, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Squire Lawrence.
Motion to adjourn by Squire Lawrence, ready to go. And a second by
Gorman.
Squire Gorman. All those in favor, please raise your left hand. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you all so much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.